The most boring corner of traditional finance just had its iPhone moment, and almost nobody is talking about it. JPMorgan quietly tokenized real-world assets and used them to satisfy a live margin call with CME Group, the largest derivatives exchange on Earth. For the first time ever, a central clearing party accepted blockchain tokens as real collateral. No middlemen delays, no weekend blackouts, just instant programmable collateral moving at the speed of markets. This is bigger than one trade. This is the financial system quietly upgrading itself. Here's the story in plain English. When institutions trade derivatives, futures, options, swaps, they don't just send money back and forth. They post collateral with a middleman called a central counterparty or CCP. Think of it as an escrow account that guarantees both sides can pay if things go wrong. That system prevented total meltdown in 2008, but the old pipes are ancient. Margin calls happen during market hours. Collateral crawls through custodians, settlement systems, and banks. Catch a big call at 4:45 p.m. on Friday. Good luck. Cash settles T+1, securities T+2, and the assets just sit there doing nothing. JPMorgan changed that. They tokenized real securities, creating digital twins on-chain with the exact same legal rights, and posted those tokens directly to CME Clearing. CME accepted them. Margin requirement met, trade covered, done. One small pilot, massive implications. Here's where the numbers get huge. Right now, hundreds of billions in treasuries and high-grade bonds sit locked up as collateral, fire extinguishers in a vault. They're available in theory but useless when you need them at 2 a.m. or across time zones. Tokenized collateral changes that the same asset can move instantly between accounts, CCPs, and venues. Need it here at 3 a.m. Send the token. Done. For a single institution, this might mean holding $60 million in collateral instead of $100 million just in case. The freed up $40 million can be put to work elsewhere. Scale that across a derivatives market measured in tens of trillions. You're talking hundreds of billions in trapped capital suddenly becoming productive. That's real money, real efficiency, real alpha. Markets don't sleep anymore. Equities trade nearly 24/7 across venues. Crypto never closes. But the plumbing still punches out at 5 p.m. Tokenized collateral fixes that. Assets move when needed. No settlement delays, no frantic phone calls to custodians. JPMorgan has been building this for years through Onyx and their tokenized collateral network. CME built the ability to accept these tokens alongside cash and traditional securities. This wasn't a lab experiment. It was a real margin call on a real exchange. And it stayed inside the regulatory perimeter. The tokens have the same legal standing as the physical assets. That's why regulators and big players are comfortable with it. If you've been watching the tokenized asset narrative, this is massive validation. Institutions aren't coming to replace the old system. They're upgrading it from the inside. And the rails being built often run on or alongside Ethereum's ecosystem, whether through Layer 2s, stablecoins, or tokenized deposits. When tokenized treasuries can be posted as margin and settled in tokenized USD 24/7, you get a fundamentally different market structure, faster, cheaper, and less fragile. This is the boring infrastructure that actually moves trillions, and crypto rails are starting to power it. Of course, this is still early. One pilot doesn't mean the whole system flips overnight. We need to see it expand to more asset types, more CCPs, and more institutions. There will be regulatory hurdles, technical challenges, and pushback from incumbents who benefit from the slow old system. But the direction is clear. The plumbing is being rebuilt in public, on-chain, and institutions are already using it. The most exciting part? This isn't hype. It's real activity from the most conservative players in finance finally moving assets on-chain. The boring stuff always wins in the end. What do you think? Is tokenized collateral the next big narrative, or just another pilot that goes nowhere? Drop your take in the comments. If you want more deep dives on institutional adoption, tokenized real-world assets, and how traditional finance is quietly integrating blockchain, hit subscribe and the bell. Next video, we're looking at another major milestone that flew under the radar. This is signal and noise. Focus on the infrastructure. That's where the real money is made. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay alert, stay informed. Look for the signal, ignore the noise.